How's it going, everyone?
Hey, how you doing? All right?
Hey, Kev.
Hey.
Hey,
Hey.
Martin. Hey, Gabe.
Doing good.
Just hanging out here in the vineyard.
Yeah, nice.
Are you waiting for a fresh bottle or
Oh,
just
they're
like sitting with the grapes?
they're fermenting it now, so
Oh.
it'll be here shortly.
Cool.
That's a great, write that down.
What?
I'll follow you down. Who is that?
You saw?
Yeah. Is that Shinedown?
Could be.
Hey, James.
Hey, what's up, Rob?
What's
What's it?
going on?
So I'm learning about Clubhouse. You know anything about it?
Clubhouse? No.
Yeah. So it's an invite-only platform for Apple iOS users at the moment. You have Android or Apple?
Apple.
So it's invite only. I can send you one.
Mm, sure.
And it's audio. And you see how Telegram is a dumpster fire?
Yeah.
So everybody seems to be very respectful and professional in Clubhouse. Because I guess voice, much like Zoom, reveals kind of who you are.
Right.
And you have to earn some clout. You have to earn some followers before they allow you to create your own club. Yeah, that's the song, Shine. Yeah. We're doing our Saturday night list.
Oh, cool. What time,
My wife is secretly the program director.
what time is your podcast?
So we're gonna go on it probably.
Hopefully 6.
I told Chris 6.
Okay.
That's funny. I told Chris 6.
That's awesome.
His last name is 6. I told Chris 6 because he's gonna make our NFT announcement on the air probably a little later, like 7:30.
Oh, so then we're gonna do 20x tonight?
We're gonna do 10x or whatever. Do 20x.
Okay. Not even during his speech, like the last hour?
I'll run it by him. Watch him. I would love to do like, because the 10x shows now that they've become accustomed to it. They're like, when 10x, when 10x. A 20x should be the Tron. You know what it is? The Tron is $1.40 right now.
Mhm.
We can't give that shit away.
$1.40. Wow.
This is a good song.
Yeah, they're from Jacksonville. They're right around the corner.
Yeah. I didn't know that, but I see it now because I'm on their YouTube.
Yeah, his voice was insane. They do a cover of Simple Man. That's what got them on the major label, and it's
You know, see.
they are the Leonard Skinner of 2021.
Fighters, and I'm not a big fan.
Hello.
They were.
Hello.
Hello. How are you doing?
Hello. Who is that?
Hey, Fabrizio.
Ciao, Rob. How are you, my friend?
Good.
Fabrizio is like my new favorite piano player. Like, I'm not even kidding.
Thanks a lot, James.
We ran your YouTube. I casted your YouTube channels onto our 1,000-watt home audio system. That 22-minute Aerosmith medley.
Oh, yes.
We were done.
Oh, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate that. Thanks a lot.
Our wedding song is "Don't Want to Miss a Thing."
Yes, I did that. I don't want to waste a thing. Yes, I guess I covered more than 10 Aerosmith songs.
It was like 22 minutes, I believe.
Yeah, yes. It's one of I guess I've made 4 medleys: a Guns N' Roses medley, an Aerosmith medley, a Queen's medley, and a Bon Jovi's medley. Yeah. Well, Aerosmith is one of my favorite bands. Absolutely fantastic.
There are rumblings of us attending Steven Tyler's birthday party in Vegas if we're all vaccinated.
Oh yeah, wonderful.
I
I wish I had been there.
That would probably be my bucket list if I could pull that off. But they say it's our insiders like, yeah, man.
So let's get started. We're going to start with a little bit of introductions.
Great.
Since we got a couple new people here. Let's start out with you, Kev, since you're top of the list here.
Right, everyone. I'm Kev. I'm a bass player and a web designer and sort of multimedia person. So it's been really interesting sort of getting to meet all you people. It's nice to connect. Even more so than since lockdown, it's important to come together. So yeah, nice to speak to you all.
Thank you, Kev. Let's go to who's next? Swayze, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey everybody, I'm Swayze. I go by a couple other names, but I'm voice actor, voice impressionist, voiceover talent, entertainment media. I've been doing it for 6 to 8 years. Recently started doing it professionally. Comedian at heart. I've told you that I'm saying that I've made both Rob and his friend Bolum here just dang near pee themselves laughter. Because that's just who I am. But nice to meet y'all. Yeah.
Thank you. Another new face I met the other day, Martin. Tell us a little bit about yourself and maybe a little bit about Plucky Town.
Yeah, hello everyone. I am Martin from Indiana, USA. I don't know where you guys are from, but I have a Discord called Plucky Town and decided to make a server where underground musicians can rise to the top, hopefully. And met Rob here, and we kind of hit it off. So I don't really know exactly what to say here. So
a little bit about your music.
Yeah. Well, my father was in the industry his whole entire life, and I was kind of shadowing underneath him and seeing what the industry does for musicians and taking a big chunk out of like say 60 to 80%. I think that starting a program for underground musicians to be able to kind of rise to the top and get out there to the general public without having a big chunk taken out of their earnings, So it would be like a nonprofit kind of thing. But so I go around talent scouting and server to server and listening to thousands and thousands of singers a week. So that's what I do.
Great, thank you. Gabe, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm about to get my associate's degree in computer networking. I've been working with Rob, trying to develop a couple of different things. I've been working with Power Apps, Microsoft, basically all of the Microsoft apps that are available to me. And I've been having a lot of fun. And I just recently finished a kind of test site for the podcast I do with a bunch of my friends. And
What's the podcast called? Shameless plug, please.
it's Documented Nonsense, and we're on I think we're on 9 platforms now: Apple, Google, Spotify, Overcast, and I forget what other ones Aaron is usually over. But yeah.
Also, you recently designed your site in Ghost.
Yes.
At Kevin's suggestion.
Oh, nice. Yeah, quality.
Yeah.
It's a good bit of kit, isn't it?
Oh yeah. I was initially going to do my Twitch account, twitch.tv/Zeki. And then I saw there was a theme for a podcast, and I was like, well, that would just be perfect, and it'd be super simple and easy to do. So I worked with that one, and it was really, like I said, super simple and easy to do. So
nice, excellent.
All right. Thank you, Gabe. Thank you. James, you're up next.
I had to find a mute button.
Right. They hide it over in the corner over there.
Yeah, you know what it is? It hides itself when you don't touch the screen.
Oh, you can stop that. You can set that up.
Ah, look at that. You're more technical than I am already. So my name is James Tiley. I am the co-founder of Cyber FM Radio from 2007. We have grown into the cryptocurrency world, mainly for the fact that we're a bunch of fintech expert geeks back in the day who also had radio careers. Today, in 2021, we have created the Distributed Ledger Performance Rights Organization, which is moving performance rights for artists into the blockchain world using distributed ledger technology. And we call that product mainstream for the underground, because we automatically treat the underground artists as if they're mainstream in more ways than one, right? So back in like 2008, when we came up with it, and there was no such thing as Bitcoin back then, but the idea was that, you know, instead of be the 10th caller, win yourself a pair of Aerosmith tickets, it was more like be the 10th caller and win yourself a pair of Joey's tickets. We automatically treated those up and coming artists as if they were already what everybody expected them to be, which gave them an immediate amount of respect. And they obviously appreciate that. So now, you know, in 2021, creating I think what the other member just said earlier, and I apologize for calling you the other member and not your name. Yeah, these labels managers, they take 65, 70, 75% of your royalties. We've seen some things as of recent where ASCAP might reach out to you and say, we've got some money waiting for you. All you have to do is sign here. Where you might want to ask, what are you doing with my money? What do you mean sign here? So by putting performance rights on a blockchain, you don't need to sign up with somebody in theory, other than the rights org. But you know, there's no profit taking, there's no auditing required because blockchain is transparent, and you know, it's more like self-serve. Imagine a self-serve window where your royalties are waiting for you based on your approval. That's our goal with that aspect. But all of that technical geekiness comes down to radio, sex, drugs, rock and roll, and let's bring in the listeners.
There you go. You want to talk a little bit about Cyber FM, maybe?
Cyber FM, like I said, we did create it back in 2007, and during the financial devastation of you know, that great recession that we call it now, because back in the day, every Wall Street firm had like an independent band. It was the weekend stress reliever, and everybody on Wall Street would always say, hey, who are we going to go see Friday night? I heard Solomon Smith Barney's playing, you know, and that's, everybody knew each other, everybody met up. we decided that during the week at work, we all wanted to share each other's songs and be able to listen to it on a network. And another guy had come around and goes, I bought this awesome domain name. It's called Cyber FM. I don't know what to do with it, but it's like cyber's like the internet and FM's like radio. And I was the one that said, I know what to do with it. I said, I know what to do with that name. So we started back then. And now today, Cyber FM Radio is not only its own successful online radio network, just for radio, but it is our beta test, our use case for the distributed ledger technology and what we want to do for the independent artists.
Great, thank you. Glennis, you're up next. You're on mute.
Yes, I just realized. I guess James and I share that in common. Hi. Yes, I am Glennis Holmes, and as most of you know, I'm Rob's wife. And yeah, I'm happy and proud that Rob created Cusp Productions, where you all can get together. We all can get together, and as a community, and you certainly all as artists to share and your ideas. And I love music. I am not like you in the sense of many of you, the creative part of it. But Rob shares his poems with me. And as I know I've shared with you before, I critique them for him. And he's collaborated with Fabrizio and Gary. And I think it's wonderful that his words are being put to music. And I so look forward to when a singer can just lay it all out, and we can hear it for the first time on Cusp Productions. So that's it for me. I'm kind of shy, so I'll just pipe in when I have something to say.
Sounds good. Thanks, hon.
Thanks. Bye.
People that go by many names. So Fabrizio, Jazzy Fabry,
Yeah.
you're up.
So yes, Nicolette is my youngest daughter's name, because she sneaked into my account and she renamed it. But my name is Fabrizio Spaggiari. I'm an artist. I'm from Italy, and my nickname is Jazzy Fabry. And I'm a YouTuber, and I have a YouTube channel. And I have been working on it with my dear friend Mauro, who is with us today. In the late 7 years, I had 21K subscribers, and I have posted more than 250 videos. I'm a pianist and a composer. And a few months ago, I started a wonderful collaboration with my dear friend Rob. And we have written 3 songs, and the 4th song is in progress now. And I'm so happy with this collaboration. And I want to thank my friend Rob for giving me this great opportunity. And thank you all as well.
Thank you, Fabrizio. Very well said. I'm enjoying my collaboration with you as well.
Thanks.
So our next person of many names, Gonzo, Gary, Dave, Zabas, you're up
Hola.
next.
Yeah.
Ciao, Gary.
Yeah, my friend. How you doing, Fabsy?
I'm fine, thank you. Hope you're doing fine too.
Yeah, I'm doing well. Okay. I'm a humble musician, jack of all trades, I guess. Guitar, keyboard, piano. Try to sing. Met James, I guess, about 4 years ago online. He's been a wonderful fellow to me, and he even strangely has put one of my songs on rotation on Cyber FM. So I think he might be a little bit crazy. Met Rob a few months ago now. Love the guy to bits. Done a little crypto trading in the past, but that's not really kind of what I want to do. I'd rather just write music. It's my passion. I just want to create. My intention is to create in order to make enough money to be secure, but then to make more money to help people who are destitute, who can't feed themselves, you know, that kind of thing, to give back to society what I've been privileged enough to experience and embrace and be given. I'm also an old school friend of Kevin. We go back about 30 years, if I think about it, and I'm also his ex-lover. There you go.
Okay, thank you,
And
Gary.
Grande Gary.
And last but not least, Mauro, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Mauro Musk. Oh, he said, well, and it's just written that he can hear you, but he can't talk at the moment.
Okay, well, you
Yeah,
introduce.
but he wanted to join the meeting because he's so pleased to be here with us, and but he is listening to us.
Well, tell us a little bit about him.
Oh yeah, Mauro is a dear friend of mine. We have known each other for 30 years, and he has been my partner, my YouTube partner, and for 7 years. And he has helped me to release videos, to work on them, and is a very good person, and he has helped me a lot, and in this new activity. And now he's working at my channel, and he is so pleased to be here. You know, Rob, the other people don't know this, but I have a knack for messing things up when it's about technology, and he is, you know, and he helped me with technology because I always have technological issues, and so he's, well, you know, my technician, I call him, and he's a great guy, and we have been working together for a long time. And now he's working on my YouTube channel, but he can't talk at the moment. And they just wrote, tell them hi from me.
Oh,
Okay.
hey.
He understands English. Okay.
So the mystery topic of today's meeting is twofold. One, I want to talk about how to monetize your art, and not just music. It could be anything, any kind of art that you create is something that we're going to talk about today, and we're going to go around the room and hear from different people. We're also going to talk about how to secure your work. And we're very fortunate to have Fabrizio here because he's going to tell us about the European side. And I can talk a little bit about the ASCAP process here as well from the US side. So I'd like to put James on the spot and have him talk a little bit about how one would monetize their art on platforms like Cyber FM and DLP. I'm missing one.
DL Pro.
DL Pro, the
Got it.
PRO.
So go ahead, James.
Oh, you wanted me to go first? No pressure.
Yeah, no, well, you like to talk, so I let you talk.
So well, I'm on radio. Of course I like to talk.
Right.
You have to be narcissistic on air and off air, if you ask Dave. But so you know, essentially, even when we created the corporation, we didn't want it to be wonky, as some people say, right? So it's literally named Distributed Ledger Performance Rights Organization. And that's all it is, right? So you have ASCAP, and you have BMI, and you have SOCAN, and Canada CSAC. We even have Phil's Cap out in the Philippines. I believe they have 3 or 4 registered people out there. But all of them share the same common bond of performing microtransactions for collecting royalties. Now, what that means essentially is that when we take a look at someone like Taylor Swift, we say Taylor Swift earns millions of dollars in the music world. And it's a valid statement, but it's not a true statement. Taylor Swift earns billions of pennies in the music industry. Now, if you were to ask Taylor Swift to swing by the ASCAP brick and mortar building with a bucket to pick up her pennies, she'd probably tell you where to go. So now you have managers and everybody involved to speak to ASCAP in order to. So they said, ASCAP, you track everything and wait until the end of the month or the week or however you want to pay to just give us that lump sum. But at the end of the day, ASCAP is tracking every single what we call a micro transaction, in order to conglomerate everything into one check. And don't get me wrong, performance rights are an absolutely necessary evil, especially in the world of radio, because radio has, don't let anybody lie to you, radio has the furthest reach for your song than any other type of format. You know, Spotify is tremendous. Spotify is big. Spotify even likes to say that they're radio. Pandora used to be literally called Pandora Radio. They kind of took that word away because now it's really streaming. At Cyber FM, we knew that was coming anyway. But when we say, we have a motto at Cyber FM, we go, we're not online radio. We're radio online, right? With the methodology of radio is not broken. It's been around since the 1800s and it ain't going anywhere. It's just a means of transmission. So now we do it online, but the laws apply. We have to pay our 0.008 of a penny per song, per listener to Billie Eilish. Otherwise you get sued, right? And that's the big boys at ASCAP that ex-Congress to enforce that law. Now, what we want to do is we want to say, it works. It is successful. You deserve to not have your music pirated, right? It should you could share it because that's what you want to do as promotion, but that's under your control, right? If some guy goes, I heard this awesome new song and they're going to play it on their iHeart Radio compatible stream, you deserve the compensation, just like Taylor Swift does, as ASCAP goes out to enforce that. So by putting this on the blockchain, we won't want to, first day with the new tongue. We want the organization, as a performance rights organization, to say, let's have these new platforms, or let's allow new up and coming Spotify's of the world to all plug into this one. And instead of saying, we're going to have to trust your numbers, we're going to have to audit you once or twice a year, you know, you're going to have to submit Excel spreadsheets with ISRC codes that are embedded. Instead of all that, we're just going to throw together some nodes that you'll plug into your tech system. It would even be ASCAP compatible. And as these nodes hack away, they extract the data of whose song is playing where and who's listening. And it would track those little hash cryptographic transactions. And in our economy that we're creating in the crypto world, it would generate the amount of tokens, which is something that you're going to hear a lot about, the word tokens, which is a currency on a blockchain, to automatically get sent to your wallet. And in the blockchain world, the wallet is like your bank account. You're not out seeking that money. You're not out writing an IOU. Well, the performance rights side isn't writing the IOU. The artist isn't out trying to chase money. It's all automated. It's all artificial intelligence, and it's all trustless and permissionless. And what we say when we, and those are scary words to certain people. Trustless, you say to yourself, well, I want to trust it. But trustless means that there is no need for you to be worried about trusting it. It's implied. Permissionless is also a scary word. I want to give permission. What it's saying is, You don't need to manually grant permission. By signing up, you've granted the permission, and you know that you've granted that permission because you're confident that it's trustless. The money's there's no argument as to whether or not you've gotten paid, you're due to get paid, and if you've been paid the appropriate amount, because everything is logged using artificial intelligence and then published transparently on a blockchain, right? So a lawyer's not going to come in and be like, well, it looks like Fabrizio was shorted $35. When you look on the blockchain, you go, well, there is no transaction that wasn't compensated. Otherwise, that transaction would have showed up on the blockchain. The only issue that we continue to face is going to be the honesty aspect of having these providers register, basically playing ball. I've spoken with ASCAP, wonderful people, not going to take away what they do. Their opinion is, yes, we know that blockchain is the future. We are experimenting with it with PRS overseas. And they did use the phrase, however, it's based on the honor system. And right there, that is your weakest link. Mm-hmm. We've got to cure that honor system where you should not be worried about what you earn. You should be worried about what you produce, because earnings should just come. But that's, future technology. That's where we're going. And maintain nonprofit status. We are experimenting with how a manager or a label would not control, but assist the artist. Not everybody could be like Dave, Gary, who know crypto, but he could appoint somebody to help him without the idea of, as long as we don't have managers saying, well, I take 30%, you take 30%, we all take 30%, and Dave is left with 3%. We don't want to do that. We can't control that, but at least Dave would be able to look on the blockchain and say, all right, you took 33, you took 33, you took 33, but I didn't get my last one. It says right here, he'll be able to audit himself without really thinking all that hard. And that's our goal.
Interesting. So how would an artist get signed up on your platform?
So typically right now, so we have my cigarette keeps going out. They don't mill them like they used to. So we, you have Cyber FM radio, and that's completely geared to the listeners, right? It's no different than like Pandora. You go there, we're pushing a mobile app, we're advertising. We want the listeners. And we do have a very crazy reward system where the listeners also get paid to listen to music, and their performance on the network, their actions by listening to your song directly contribute without any human interaction. It directly contributes to the income that the artists receive through the use of artificial intelligence. But for the artists themselves, we call that mftu.net. We brought back the good old mainstream for the underground name. And you'd go there, you'd register with it. We partnered with one network so far. The goal would be that we partner with a bunch, but we have partnered with one called It's Your Radio. And we're using them for, again, like the litmus test, like Cyber FM radio. Excuse me. You'll register there. You get your wallet dynamically created. And at the end of the day, or at the end of the month, rather, the payments will go out to that wallet for the amount of plays and streams. What we do, again, complex but unique. You go on Spotify, you register, they say, we're going to give you $3 for 7 million streams, whatever. I'm making the numbers up. And you're like, cool. We do the same thing. We're going to give you $7 for 3 million streams. We'd like to give you 8 so that we're a little bit ahead of the game. Maybe we'll give you $8, right? Who knows? Again, I'm making numbers up. I don't know what the current price of, what the current value of MFTU is at the moment. But not only do we pay you per stream, which was what that goal was, but you receive kind of like a credit union bonus. So if you're in a band and there's another band and then there's another independent singer and a composer and you all belong to the same group, but you don't know each other, you're each getting paid for your streams and your performances. But the Cyber FM aspect and the It's Your Radio aspect for the listeners, if 40,000 listeners earned their Cyber FM tokens and they traded them, they shared them, they gave them to their friends, they cashed them out to buy a Pepsi. Every time they do that, we log that transaction and we generate bonus MFTU tokens to a governing wallet. And at the end of the month, that governing wallet gets divided up equally to all of the artists. So not only did you get paid for your stream, but you kind of get a bonus based on the performance of how well the radio network does. Kind of like a tip. It's a credit union idea where you all share a little bit of ownership of the radio side on top of your streams. And it's, it's, again, I don't want to use the word dozens, it's thousands of very small micro transactions. And if you really wanted to, you have the ability to go through every single one. Nobody wants to ever, trust me.
Right.
But they're there to do.
I'd love seeing the analytics. I'm a data nerd like that, though. So I'd be the exception. All right. Well, thank you. That explains a lot from your side. Fabrizio, I'm going to put you on the spot. Talk a little bit about your experience with, is it SIA?
SIAE, SIAE. It's like ASCAP. It's the corresponding Italian company, and like ASCAP, they are supposed to collect performance royalties, and they negotiate with and collect license fees from customers, and all those who perform the works that belong to your repertoire. And yes, I've been a subscriber for a very long time, but to be honest, I haven't gotten much so far because well, James has been very clear, and I really appreciate what he said. Because before I met, I heard Robin and James talk about this crypto system and this new currency and the blockchain. Well, I didn't know anything about this, but now I am start to understand, and I think that what he said about transparency and to be crystal clear is very important, and I think this is the future too, and I'm very happy to start this new experience. I would like to do that. SIAE, CIA, yes, and they are supposed to take care of artist interests, but you had to pay a fee in each year, and but to be honest, I don't know much about what they really do, because they say yes, you have to take this, this is your share, but we have no possibility to check what they really do, so we have to trust them.
So there's no transparency?
Yes, of course. We have to trust them. They can tell you whatever they want, but you will never have a chance to really check what they have been doing so far. But according to what James said, this new system is transparent, and everyone knows what's going on. So that's really good, and it's really promising. And I think that it's the right way to go. And I have deposited all my composition with SIAE, like many American artists do with ASCAP. And because I wanted to protect my compositions, because there are a lot of people all around the world who could copy what you have composed, what you have written. So just to protect them. But as when it comes to shares and royalties, well, I'm not so sure that their system is so transparent and so clear. So I think that this new crypto system and what James talked about is much better. That's my feeling. That's what I feel. That's what I sense now, and I'm very happy to be here and to be listening to what he has been saying so far. And
I'd like to add to what Fabrizio touched on, and I'm going to give the floor right back to you. But Fabrizio, you would agree that you are, in theory, you believe that you are protected in Italy. But what happens now that we're a global world?
Of course, I don't know. There's no chance. We have no possibility to know what's going on in the rest of the world.
Because, your music's running around Tokyo, being sampled in a hot new Tokyo hit, and your performance rights org literally doesn't really have the reach to even enforce their collection for you.
Yes,
because you're limited to that country. Yes. I thought you brought up an amazing point that I actually forgot.
Yes, that's true. That's true. That's the part that the most important. Yes, it's a very hidden aspect, because they tell you that they collect royalties or what belongs to you, what it is supposed to belong to you, and but we don't know how they do that. And as you, like you said, we don't know what they do in Japan, in the Far East, in Australia, in Africa, in other countries. Are they working together? Are they collaborating? I know that ASCAP has partnership with SIAE. I know they are called sister companies, and but I really don't know how they collect royalties and how they share this big pie with us all around the world. So what about their jurisdiction? What about the jurisdiction or the law in Japan, in China, for example, in China, in India, and in other countries? So I guess that the crypto system and this new currency would bypass all this, and it would go beyond all this, because transparency is the key, and everything can be checked by everyone wherever you are. And at the moment, at the time being, we don't know what's happening on the other side of the world. That's my opinion. That's what I have been thinking about this for a long time. And I guess, James, you agree with me, because we have to be, we should know what's going on. And that's the big issue about royalties and fees and how to protect an artist. Because are we really protected? Do we really know that our music is being played on the other side of the world, and that we are getting what belongs to us? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a interesting world that has evolved over the years that nobody seems to want to question.
Yeah. They tell you that you have to trust them. That's all. You have to pay your fee, your annual fee, and everything is all right. But everything is all right maybe in your country, but what happens all around the world?
So let me ask you.
That's a big sort of that for me is the whole idea about the blockchain, because as you say, you've just got trust, but with the blockchain and all this kind of stuff, you've got trust but verify.
Yeah, so, exactly. That's the second step that lacked. Yeah, you can verify, you can check it. Yes, that's the point, right? Yes.
Has anyone thought about what do people think about the NFT craze at the minute?
You need to explain that for some people, please.
It's going to be a whole nother show.
Yeah, it's the whole NFTs, so like non-fungible tokens, so unique tokens on the Ethereum blockchain. But for example, Jack from Twitter, he is selling his first ever tweet as an NFT. The Queens of the Stone Age, they're releasing a song on the blockchain, and it's effectively a release, but through an official source. So it's all about provenance, isn't it, and authenticity of the product. So that it seems to be a thing at the minute. The NFT craze. It's
So you're going to hear a lot right now in the world about NFTs, and I know some other people want to speak, but so NFT is a lot of controversy. If high level, they're amazing, absolutely wonderful. Kings of Leon are putting out their album in what's called an NFT. You will go to the marketplace and you will purchase the digital version of the Kings of Leon album, and you will purchase it as a cryptocurrency, basically a token. It's called an ERC 1155 token, and that's not important to the users, but you'll basically get that album and you'll listen to it just as you would on a store. And therein lies the problem. So there's a pro. The pro is that Fabrizi could release his next composition as a token, where he sets the dollar. I want to get $25 for this album in the form of Ethereum, and he gets the direct payment, and he controls how many releases of it. It might be a limited edition, signed, autographed copy of his album. The problem is, and we're not talking about this problem publicly because nobody wants to discuss cons. The con is that you're not solving the piracy problem or the value gap. So what happens? I buy Fabrizio's NFT, and yes, some of the numbers are ridiculous because it's hot right now. And Fabrizio could make $13 million in his NFT sale. And they'll even tell you that there's a little copyright stuff in there, which is controversial. So now that I've bought Fabrizio's NFT, I've listened to the compilation. I loved it. It was fantastic. I now have the ability to go resell it on the market because it was a limited supply. And I'm going to resell it at a profit. Some artists are okay with that. Other artists say, how is it that you get to make more money with my work that I'm the one who actually created? There's a problem there. And they said, well, we've embedded in the NFT where Fabrizio still continues to receive 33% of the royalties for future sales. And Fabrizio says, that's cool, I guess, but you're still doing what the regular PROs do, where you're taking somebody else is making money on my hard work.
Yes.
So some artists are going to say that doesn't jive with me. So that's a problem in the NFT world. Here's the other problem in the NFT world. Not only did I resell Fabrizio's compilation, but I did keep it for myself, right? Because at the end of the day, it's an MP3.
Yes.
So the value of that MP3 is only good for that moment of the sale. Because now that I have it, and I'm going to go play it on Cyber FM, or I'm going to accidentally slip it to iHeartRadio, you're right back to the same scenario where he doesn't belong to ASCAP for this particular song. He didn't belong, he thought he was in complete control. And now iHeartRadio is out playing the hot new Fabrizio hit with zero compensation. So our performance rights organization is fully aware of where NFTs are going. We're fully aware of how great they can be. But there's still going to have to be a collaboration for when that MP3 comes out of that NFT into the wild. And if you don't do that, it's just Napster all over again.
Mm-hmm. And for those that are a little bit younger, Napster used to be a sharing platform where a lot of pirated works got shared.
Yes.
Oh, you're old enough, Fabrizio. You know Napster.
Oh, yes. Yes. We all know him. Yeah.
Yes. I've dropped a link. Aphex Twin released this NFT. Sold for 72 Ethereum.
Wow.
So yeah, it's about
It feels good to see that until you realize they're probably done. That there's your 72 Ethereum. There's no protection for recurring income.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's very much you're right, as you say, about the whole once the thing is released, once Jack from Twitter sends his first ever tweet to you as an NFT token, it still is then out there publicly on the blockchain and can be pirated. But it's about the provenance of it, isn't it? I think it's a bit of a gimmick, but the fact is it's bringing in a completely different angle of people into crypto.
It goes back to that Aerosmith song from the Night in the Ruts album, where they said, "If the Japanese can boil teas, then where the fuck's my royalties?" Right. So think of the NFT as taking away the record label. Yes, I agree. Right now, you've removed the record label. You are your own record label, and that's 72 ETH that artist got. Was kind of like signing to the record label. You got your upfront payment, but you still have to be that guy that tours the world without any future income because the record label already gave you your million, right? Now you're working off that million that record label gave you.
Yeah, that's
same
right.
idea. Same idea with the NFT. You might have gotten that 72 ETH upfront. What are you going to do after? You're going to sell T-shirts. You're going to sell concert tickets.
Mugs, yeah, definitely. So
Yeah,
James, is
mugs.
Is there a possibility to embed a unique hash to each MP3?
Mute button, man. I got to figure out what you were talking about before. So I have an idea. Nobody has my idea. So my opinion that I just shared with you is not being accepted well to the pro NFT people, and you can see why.
Right.
You know, I'm like, listen, I'm not taking away from it. It's great. It's not, and if you do, in fact, I'm willing to help you guys. You want to debut one, do it. Get in there. Because 72 ETH is 72 ETH. But let's follow through. My idea is using that technology so Kevin creates an NFT of a Guitar Hero album, and I want the NFT to whitelist the MFTU token embedded in there, so that the NFT could say every time MFTU is generated on the distributed ledger PRO,
right,
we can enforce that. What's called in the crypto world, it would be called like an atomic swap. So now your NFT is out collecting the other crypto tokens that it's due on streaming platforms and radio networks. Nobody's really publicly implementing that. I'm having conversations about it with some other professionals. The biggest speed bump right now is that unfortunately we're leaving a negative connotation about everybody's new baby. Well, how dare you critique?
What I'm specifically looking to do, or not looking to do, looking to approach, is when that person downloads that, they buy their NFT and they download that MP3, it's got that unique hash built into it. So if they go and try and sell it or share it somewhere else, that you'll know where it came from.
So you're limited to, yes, and we're kind of going that route where we have what's called ISRC codes, which is an international standard for royalties. We'd like to utilize, you have to get other people involved, like the organization that invented the MP3. You're also limited to, does Joey's Garage Radio Network publicly transmit that we played that MP? You know, you're still limited to enforcement.
Right. They have to opt in. Yeah, they have to opt in.
Now, if somebody come up with the idea, well, the player won't play the song, if it's not whitelisted.
Hmm.
Yes, but now why are we taking away? Fabrizio wants to be on Spotify. He doesn't want to be told your song can't be on Spotify because we are not technically capable of it. He wants those listeners. So you'd want Spotify to play ball and say, we are going to participate in transmitting that record on the blockchain. And when I say record, I mean transaction, not the vinyl. But you're back to that enforcement problem. Or you do take away the ability for VLC or Windows Media Player or Apple iTunes to play your song unless they have that plugin. Now you're limiting your reach and you're being counterproductive to reaching an audience. So I don't see that working.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose the potential for having this sort of thing built into smart contracts, so that as a song is triggered, or as it's played, or as it's transferred, you know, if there's some kind of interaction with a contract, it could then trigger something. But you know,
that's what we'll be doing. We'll be utilizing a smart contract to say that the NFT would interact with the smart contract. The smart contract would be plugged into the Cyber FM network.
Yeah. I was looking at this thing called Theta, and it's a streaming platform, but you can share your bandwidth to strengthen a stream. So I was watching the NASA stream just to test the app out, and you switch on data sharing, and then you provide your bandwidth and supply data back to the network, and then you get paid for it. It's a very clever thing.
What's it called? Can you put
it's
a link?
Called Theta, Theta.tv. I'll put a link.
Yeah, put it.
And there's quite there. Now you're entering the blockchain world where that's the thing. We all want to get rewarded for sharing, to creating the network bigger, right, and better. I've heard of Theta as well. So that's kind of rewarding it's kind of like rewarding the listeners, right?
Yeah,
you're still.
It's it's another method, isn't it? You're providing contribution to the network. You're securing the network. You're validating the data. So you're effectively acting as a node.
Let me ask the musicians this question: have we improved the world if at the end of the day you're still spending a weekend submitting your one song to 37,000 different platforms?
Yes, we have.
No.
Would be a lifesaver, yeah.
Yes,
Well, do you mean
I would say yes,
personally
we
doing
have.
it, or it's being submitted upon our behalf?
Right. Like finally I got on Spotify. Now I got to go fill out all the paperwork to get on iHeart.
Oh no, that's because then you're not writing music. You're an administrator all of a sudden.
You're a clerk now.
Yeah.
So the streaming platforms that are going to pop up, they're great. They're never going to be. Well, you know, I got bias, right? And I don't want to be biased either.
It's all right.
You know, I'm 14 years old in this industry as a corporation. I've seen them come and go. Django, remember Django? They were charging the independent artists, and that's why it failed. Because okay, there's a business plan there, but who are you? You're nobody. You got 10,000 listeners. Who are you to charge an independent artist when they can go to? They would at that point they'd rather fill out radio submission forms. iHeart, Spotify, Pandora, Slacker, right? The big ones. Because you're not going to be able to submit your song to every single streaming platform out there and be productive at the same time. That's how ASCAP won to begin with.
Yeah, it's too big for the artists to do all that work themselves. It's just amazing, daunting, if you will.
So I'm in favor of streaming platforms coming up,
Right.
but they're still all going to have to unite. You're always going to need that little bit of governance.
The glue.
You plug into like a PRO, and I'm not saying mine, but you plug into a PRO, and now when your song is on that PRO, all of the networks involved will compensate you.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that's the next step, isn't it? The governance. There's so much happening in the space.
All right, guys. Well, I think we had a good, lively discussion today. We could probably go on as we did a couple weeks ago for 2 hours, but I want to try and limit the forum to about an hour each week, so I'm not taking up too much of everybody's valuable time. But if anybody has anything they want to say in closing, feel free to chime in.
I want to say thank you all. Thank you for your time, and I've learned a lot of very interesting things about this new currency and this new technology. And thanks for telling us. Thank you all.
Yeah, always nice to chat to all of you on a Saturday. Have a bit of a ramble.
Right. Did you get some takeaways, Martin?
Oh yeah. And I just wanted to say nice to meet everybody here, and I'll be working probably closely with Rob now. So
cool.
Yeah.
Definitely, if you guys have Discord, we can get you an invite potentially to there if you're interested in listening to some top tier talent to Plucky Town. It's refreshing compared to some of these karaoke servers that you have to struggle through to find that one person. He finds them, and it's just a lot more seamless and not so roller coaster pitchy. I think I even sent I sent Martin a picture of a roller coaster the other day because there were, like a good person, then a bad person, then a couple more bad people, and then a good person. And it's a very refreshing server to listen to if you're interested in music. I know that Gary's going to be potentially helping out, doing some moderation there. We're trying to drive traffic at some of the off hours. We've got some good ideas.
Cool.
Definitely hit me up or hit Martin up if you would like an invite to it to check it out. So I hope I didn't overstep by offering that up, Martin.
Oh no. Yeah, does everybody here have my email address? Chat.
You can post it in the chat.
There you guys go.
Yeah. So
Wonderwall.
Yeah.
Is that Oasis inspired?
Yeah, guys, I got that. Like, when Outlook just came out, when they were
Right.
just transitioning, I was on the ball, and I got like 15 different emails. Like, they're just solid. I'm like, heck yeah.
Right. First in, get the good stuff.
My girlfriend told me I've got to stop singing Wonderwall. I said maybe.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Great. Now I'm gonna have that. So if you're interested in how Cyber FM works, around 6 p.m. Eastern time, you can tune into what's called the Radio Rock channel, and you can hear me stumble upon my words for the greatest show on earth, which also features a segment called the Saturday Night Fight, where I get a little controversial about blockchain specifically. Cool. But
how long is your format? How long is your show?
I shoot for 2 hours, and the audience always makes me go 3.
Okay.
What time?
6 p.m. Eastern time.
What? Oh, okay, 6 p.m. Eastern.
I think
five and a half hours. In 5.5 hours.
Oh,
so
okay.
It must be.
Sorry, that's
midday in Italy, I guess.
Right, got you.
No. 6 p.m. here is going to be
11.
Probably like midnight in Italy, right?
Are you 6 hours? No, we are 6 hours.
We're 6 hours
behind. No,
ahead. Ahead. I'm in the UK. It's
yes, Kevin. What time is it in the UK? Because it's 5:35 p.m. here. So
yeah,
it must be late.
It's early
morning. 4 in the UK.
Where you are? Rob, what time is it where you are?
12:35.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right.
Okay.
We got that daylight savings time where all of a sudden
Oh, so
none of
Jim,
us are smart.
Jim
that
is right.
happens
Jim
tonight,
is right.
doesn't it?
Midnight. He's right. Yes. I was thinking about Japan.
Definitely encourage everybody to check it out.
Yes, he's right,
Show
James.
some support for James. We would
They're
definitely.
available, and the shows are available on demand inside the mobile app for those of you that are sleeping at 4 a.m.
Right.
But 6 o'clock, we're catering to California. We're catching the UK. It's a pretty good time slot. When you're global, it's hard. That's a challenge as well.
Yeah, definitely.
James,
Yeah.
if you could just, is it just the website, or is it there like a link, or like what is it?
Cyber FM Radio.
So Cyber FM Radio. Yeah, I'm
com.
gonna put that in the Discord.
Oh, Cyber-FM too.
Well, it's both. So
Yeah.
Funny story. Cyber-FM is the domain name that we talked about on Wall Street back in the day.
Okay.
And it was easy for it. It's a cool name, you got to admit. But when you're a radio DJ and you go, swing on by cyber-fm.com, and then people go, is that DASA? No. It's cyber-fm.com. Wait, how do you spell hyphen? So very quickly, we went, you know what? That's not going to work radio-wise. So we have cyberfmradio.com.
Yeah, that's better.
The both is the same site though, and it's we like to say it's our corporate name.
And you said 6 p.m. Eastern Standard?
6 p.m. It's we're not censored, and it's hard rock. We're actually, my wife just chose how odd is this? I almost feel a little dirty. I'm gonna open tonight with Sarah Bareilles covering CeeLo Green's Fuck You.
Oh boy.
Isn't she such a nice, sweet girl from Frozen?
Yeah.
But that's what I do.
Nice. Mix it up. All right. Well, I think we will be ending here unless, Gary, would you like to say anything? Did you get some takeaways from this? Did you have a good meeting? Gary? Hello, you're on mute. I think we've lost Gary. All right. Swayze, did you enjoy the meeting? Did you get some good takeaways?
I enjoyed it. Granted, it didn't go into most of the media that I go into now. I know most of it was about music and give or take the monetization of it. Granted, it's not really the art form that I'm in right now, but it's, for me, it's just like, yeah, it's entertaining enough. I was told by Gary, James, that I should talk to you about actually getting a spot as a DJ on your radio. I was told by him, but yeah.
Yeah, man. I'll stick my email in the chat too. Everybody else is doing that, right?
Online personality, your local funny guy.
You're over here, right? You're by me.
Yeah, East Coast.
I'll stick my Gmail in there because at the end of the day, that's all it comes back to anyway.
Yeah.
We're actually going to be monetizing the DJs, the on-air personalities as well with that PRO system so that you guys, it is an artwork being a DJ. It's an artwork.
Yeah,
I sound like a jerk off on Zoom, but when you get on the board and you got your compression and how bassy do I want to be, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You got to put on that Howard Stern WNBC.
Nice.
This is 106.1 Cyber FM, the light WMIT.
Oh, you're hired. Forget about it.
Good. This is what this meeting is all about. It's about people connecting.
Yeah. Thinking about doing a couple skits before I, go in between songs. Because I talk to myself a lot. I do so many voices. I can go from like me to like, I mean Chris Rock and Quackalaka. You know who I am.
All right, we're gonna hear a lot from Swayze. Is it Swayze? Is it
Swayze? Yeah, like Patrick Swayze.
This guy is. Why weren't you talking before? You should have shut me. You should have jumped in with like a rich little. Shut up, James. I got something to say. Listen,
I can also do Jason Statham if you want me to.
Bloody hell.
Nice.
Yeah, man. Listen, here's the thing about radio. You should have spoken, because I don't mean to extend your show, Rob, but
no, it's fine.
this is why radio will not die. You don't go on Spotify, right? Coming up next is fine. I did a contest on Twitter. I do contests when we do the show because I believe in reinventing a radio contest. And my listeners are in Telegram and Discord and Twitter. And I said, they keep winning all these contests. I go, you guys are breaking me, man. I got to make my car payment. I can't be giving away this money. So I said, the next contest is going to be hard. I said, when you hear me introduce the song as a different DJ, I want you to tweet out #CyberFM with your wallet, because I got to know how to pay you. And you're going to tell me what movie I just mimicked. And I played a couple of songs. I didn't do it immediately. And then I came back and I was like, coming up next is Stuck in the Middle with You by the Wheelers Steel. Thank you. And they went on Twitter, man. They were like, Reservoir Dogs. I was like, fuck you. I got to give away more money. You won the contest.
Yeah.
But you don't get that on Pandora.
No.
You don't get that on Spotify. You don't get that personalization and that interaction.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's why radio is never going to die. And you'd much rather me pump up Fabrizio, right? Here's a cover of my personal wedding song. Coming up next, you're going to want to check this out on YouTube, subscribe to Fabrizio, and then you bang out the song. That's never going to go away.
Right.
Great.
Swayze sounds like he's going to, this is Steven Tyler. Wow.
This is Eddie Murphy. I'll tell you, what I really like this song. I'll tell you, if I remember that one time with Threat, I say, like that time on Dreamgirls, you know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah.
The only thing I'm good at is Cartman. I used to be good at Cartman. And
do some.
Saul Rosenberg. Yes, this is the radio, and it's all in my ears, and I hear everything.
Nice.
That's wonderful.
Respect my authority.
Respect my authority.
Oh, that's really good.
Respect my authority.
Dude, that was a great Cartman.
It's amazing.
I'm not really much of a South Park guy. More.
Donnie wouldn't let me inside the house.
That was, dude. I use Cleveland sound effects. I do. I have some Cleveland soundboards. So I'm a New Yorker, and I really work on my accent really well. I try to have that flat. But if I, hickory dickory dock, some chick was, and then, so I could do, if it's New York.
I have to mute my mic because I'm laughing.
Gary.
Don't
even get me started with Gary. Don't even get me started with Gary. Like I'll go back
Gary.
and be like, not Saturday Night Live, but Monty Python. He's like, what you got in? What spam? Baked bean spam, spam. Look, so with the roll saucer on the gas and it's spam. So me and Gary go back and forth. Monty Python, Saturday Night Live.
That is so close to being perfect.
Listen,
it's so perfect.
It's like Ricky Gervais. So not like.
But
oh no, that one was awful.
Yeah, I'm not really awake yet, so.
Quite all right.
What's wrong with you? Yeah,
they're already demanding perfection from you. Look, it's already happening.
Right.
You screwed that one up.
Yeah.
Professionals of standards.
This is for sure.
Messed him up, I did, yeah.
Swayze, we definitely need to get you your own DJ gig. So
alrighty.
Reach out to James at his Gmail. Did you get that from the chat downstairs?
Yes. I don't know. Are you in Bolem's Discord server?
I don't think he is.
No,
I'm not a big Discord guy.
Not a problem. Yeah, it's because that's my main communication. I don't really have much social media. That's why.
If you want to take on, we have a Cyber FM Discord. It is completely. It's probably a urban exploration room at this point. But I try to swing by once a month to see that nothing has gone on, but we do have one.
All right. I'm glad to know it's not completely dead.
Yeah, definitely reach out to him and get that Discord link so you can
Absolutely.
pop in
You can,
there. And
I'll give you the keys to it, man. You can just go ahead and destroy it.
After 4 years, would you like to give
Oh,
it?
all right,
to me as
listen
well,
here.
James?
Listen here, bro. This is the keys. Don't mess it up too much, lad. Yeah.
right.
Don't knock her up too much. Yeah. She's a little bit fragile.
He's really good. He's so good.
Okay. Well, let's call it a day here, and we'll
Alrighty.
reconvene next week. The topic I want to do, and
Celebrity
Air quote.
impressions.
I'm gonna need your help here, James. Is I want to talk about how to create your own wallet and what.
Okay, yeah.
I want to do a little bit of an issue on how to do that because it's not apparent. It's and there's no real good tutorials on it.
Well, in Cyber FM, you don't need to know anything. You just
True.
here's what you hear on Saturday night. Take your phone browser, swing over to cyberfmradio.com, download the mobile app of your choice. And if you already have a wallet, you're just going to want to plug it right in there in settings. But if you don't, log in with your favorite email address, and boom, we've done it for you.
Nice. Shameless plug. But it's worth it. So
That's
Well,
a
if
good
you-
point, because when I started in crypto, I was really worried about how to create a wallet, and the websites that were available. And I found them a little dubious. I didn't
A little
trust them.
shady, yeah.
So any advice James gives, I think, would be so beneficial to people.
yeah, I think we can do a good segment on that so everybody kind of gets an idea of what they're getting into, what things to do and not to do, like sharing your private key and things like that.
Yeah, like don't. It's the word.
Right.
But I was
Step
promised
one,
$1 million.
just
What's that, James?
I was saying I was promised $1 million if I gave you my key.
Right. From the Nigerian prince, right?
He's real, man. He's real.
He is.
He says in the newspaper you're going to get a free toaster.
Yeah.
I am so done. I don't even want to speak anymore. I just want to listen to Swayze.
All right. Well, you two get together, definitely.
Absolutely. I just shot you an email.
All right,
Excellent.
cool.
All right,
Excellent,
cool.
guys. All right. Well, everybody take care. Thank you. Hope you got something from this meeting. Let's do it again next week. Hopefully there'll be a few more people and we'll get this ball rolling. But we do this every Saturday. You're all more than welcome to join. If you know anybody who would be interested in joining that can contribute, definitely let me know and I will pass along the invite. I just need their email.
Thank you,
All right.
guys.
All right, cool. All right,
Yeah,
for anybody in the
nice to
ballroom
meet
server, I'll be there.
Hi,
All right.
everybody.
Enjoy the rest of your
Ciao,
weekend.
Glynis.
Hello.
Oh,
All right.
and if you're in the UK, put your clocks forward.
Right.
Oh,
And we
God,
all forgot
yeah.
about Alice
about that.
Steele, the Nightbird.
Take care, everyone. See you
All
later.
right.
You
Take
enjoy
care.
the
Ciao,
rest of your
James.
weekend.
Thanks,
Ciao.
everyone. Thank you so
Ciao,
much.
everybody.
Kevin,
Yeah.
Ciao,
you
Gary.
still owe me a moon octopus.
Okay.
You promised me 20 years ago a moon octopus. I want
20
it.
years ago.
You cashing that debt in for sure.
Oh my
I'm
God.
cashing it, baby.
I miss you, Gary.
All right. See you later. Ciao.
Ciao,
Ciao,
Kev.
everyone.
Ciao.
You all. Take care.
All right.
Gary,
Yes, my friend.
how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well. How are you?
Oh, nice to hear your voice. So,
What?
Rob,
What?
are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Ah, okay, great. Oh, it's been fun and it's been useful. I
Yeah.
learned a lot of things, and it's been a great meeting, as usual. And
It's a lot of information.